that seems like the big conversation in society right now. You have to accept failure to be able to succeed. And a lot of people are talking about it, but it doesn't seem like a greater percentage of people embracing that idea. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think people are scared of failing. I think people are more worried about how people perceive them. I think a lot of us high achieving, ambitious men and women, we care about status. We care about ego. We want to be LinkedIn successful and Instagram fabulous. We want to look good all the time. We want to be perfect. We get paid, a lot of us, for our wisdom. We get paid for our brains. We get paid for helping people make big decisions. And sometimes we get tied up in our own ego, our own will, our own knowledge. We get closed-minded and certain, man. And when humans get closed-minded and certain, we become dangerously ignorant, arrogant people. And I think failure is the way. It's easy to say, right? And when you're in failure, it sucks. It doesn't matter if it's a small business failure, losing a client or a member of your organization. It doesn't matter if it's something huge like a divorce or an integrity breach. Failure sucks, and it's whatever you do with it, man. But you can't learn and grow. I mean, you've heard all the great athletes. We've heard all the great cliches, man. You didn't win. If you're winning every game by 40 points, you're either playing the wrong teams in the wrong league, et cetera. So until someone kicks your ass or life kicks your ass or business kicks your ass and you make mistakes, but here's the truth. Are you going to let it, drag you down into abyss? Or are you going to learn and grow from it and say never again? And for me, man, it took me years and years and years till I said no more. And I think when people say no more, and honestly, when we stop letting people who don't matter, we give so much credence about what other people think. And I think in our lives, there's really only like 10 people that really matter. But also, I'm not talking about your stakeholders or your investors or your customers, because you're going to show up almost anytime, all the time for them. If you have any idea about what you're doing and know anything about business, if you don't do that, you're dead. But I'm talking about the people in our personal lives, our important relationships, our intimate relationships, our friendships, et cetera. There's really only like 10 of them that you can nurture and maintain at any time. And as long as you're impressing your 88-year-old self and your 80-year-old self, man, you're good to go. But I think people are scared to fail, man. And I don't think people like admitting failure. And I think we got to be, and now it's on steroids with this social media and media platform. So yeah, I think it's a problem. And
what do you do when that crazy ego pops up, right? Because as successful as you are with that big confidence, with the personality and the success you have, no doubt you have to fight it sometimes and deal with it.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. All the time. I just had I'll tell you what I do is, God willing, learn from it, grow from it. And I have surrounded myself. You just met one of them, one of my colleagues, Erica. She's literally our right hand. At Legendary, we're small. The Mountaintop Lodge has a bigger team. But Legendary, we only have 7 or 8 people at any given time. We run a lean, mighty team. She's my right-hand person, but we have something, I hope it's okay to say, we have something called the douche factor. Mm-hmm. I'm like, is this overly douchey, under douchey? Are we being arrogant? Are we being humble? Are we being firm? Are we being clear? But I'll tell you this, man, we just did a speaking gig for a large consulting firm. It was a 8-hour workshop on leadership, clarity. I'm sure we'll get into that here in a little bit. And we did not, and it's the first time we've ever just killed in ratings afterwards. We either there was, I think, 100 people in the audience or 80 people in the audience. We had 45s. That's the best you could get. And like 38 ones and a couple of threes. And what we realized is the executive team, the sales team, the human resources team, and the strategists loved us. The engineers, the analytics, the consultants, the people who do the day-to-day, the up-and-comers, they didn't relate to it. And literally, here's one of the comments. And you're asking about arrogance. They said it was really, really wonderful for the company to invest such a high amount of money into Tommy, for me to listen to Tommy talk about Tommy for 8 hours. And I'm like, oh, man, that hurt. So, it's just one of these funny things that, you've got to take it, you got to shake it off, you got to learn from it. And what we do is look for trends. Like, what are the trends? What could we be getting better? Why did we not relate? Why are we only relating to the strategy, sales, and executive team? And what can we do different going forward? And also, brother, I'm in the success business. I run communities and experiences. That's what I do. We're not in the coaching business. We're in the challenging, connecting, and helping people conquer their goals business. But man, not only are we running these masterminds, running these leadership experiences, running these retreats, doing these adventure things based around professional, personal, and leadership success, But right now I'm working with 2 coaches and I'm in a mastermind, hopefully to not only level up my craft, but also stay humble, to stay coachable, to learn, and to hopefully grow. So yeah, do I get stuck in diva mode on a regular basis? Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard. And I work hard at being curious first, critical second. I work hard at being a learner, not a knower. But man, and I don't know if you relate to this or not, and I hope y'all not losing your audience, but when you constantly work on yourself and surround yourself with badass and world-class people, it's hard. You start speaking a different language. You start energetically flowing different. You start tolerating less. Your standards get higher, significantly higher. What you will tolerate gets significantly, you know what I'm saying, lower.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to go out into an airport and holy cow, how inefficient, not happy, mediocre that is. Or even worse, you come to North Georgia where thank God we now have a Publix. I don't know, that doesn't exist throughout the country, but now we have a Publix. But before that, we had a Walmart. You want to go see mediocrity at its finest, go to there. So yeah, bringing myself back to that kid who had nothing, bringing myself back to the Southside street kid, bringing myself back to humility. As you level up, it gets harder, but surrounding yourself with people who are like, hey man, you're drinking your own Colleague, that helps. But yeah, do I struggle with it? 100%.
Is it easy to find clarity where you're at now? Being able to drink your own Kool-Aid, but have clarity around what went wrong at such an elite event like that?
Yeah, 100%. It actually gets easier to sharpen your pencil, and it actually gets easier to hone it. You know, when you're first as an entrepreneur, you'll kiss every frog. You'll chase every shiny object. You're doing everything on your own. You're just hoping someone will raise their hand and say, hey, man, I want to hang out with you, or hey, I'd love to buy your product. I mean, that's just the way it is. If anybody says that's not it, they're lying.
It's kind of how it has to be, isn't it, unfortunately?
Yeah. But as you get, we're in the clarity business. And so our job is to practice what we preach. And every year, come up with who we want to be. This is the direction we're going to go. Always be willing to pivot because some of the things we innovate or go to doesn't work. But as you start honing in, it gets more crystal clear. As you get more into it, what you do and who you do it for gets a lot more clear. Now, you got to constantly be innovating because there's some person coming behind you that could probably do it better, faster. And they're coming if you're not sharpening the pencil. But I think getting crystal clear, holding your standards, hiring and recruiting the right people, it gets easier, but also who you allow in, as we call them, members, but who you allow in as clients or customers also gets a little easier. But man, I'm telling you, there was years and years we were kissing frogs, shaking every hand, kissing every baby, see me, like me, pivoting to this direction, pivoting to that direction, et cetera. And until it just takes a minute, man. But the key is always have a coach, always be willing to sharpen your pencil. Even Tiger Woods has someone helping him putting and hitting the ball, right? And all the greats have coaches. Surround yourself with people who will kick you in the face, but also lift you up. And here's the hard part. Here's the part that you probably struggle with too, Mark, is finding people who truly want you to be successful and happy when you become successful and happy, right? A lot of people want to they're enemies in the making, and there's a jealousy bug that we have. And you find out that the hard way. And so that's a hard part of life too. But again, those are all the failures. We can go back to full circle. Those are the failures that take you forward, man.